What's going on, guys? It's Jazzy, and today I'm here at Vee Con with Drew Barrymore. Miss Drew, how are you doing today?
How are you, Jazzy?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking.
What's been your highlight so far since you've been at the Vee Con?
I'm gonna be honest with you. We didn't interview anyone yet, except for you. So
I'm the
you're
first?
you're my first interview.
Well, I'm so excited to jumpstart the day.
Yep. All right, let's get started.
All
Then.
right. What's your first question?
My first question is: you transitioned from an actress into a talk show host.
Yes.
Which may I say you're doing an astounding job in, right?
Oh my God! Thank you.
No problem. So how was that transition for you, and what is the most difficult part about being a talk show host?
Well, I realized I did not anticipate this, but the biggest aha revelation for me was that I have so much more confidence as an actor because you can just say, oh, I'm going to be this person, and there's no rules and there's no fear. You just are that person. And all of a sudden, it was like, just be you.
Right.
And it brought up a lot more insecurity for me than I could have anticipated. I felt a lot more like raw and vulnerable and second guessing myself. However, I just wanted to be me because I'm the mom of two daughters and I just want to be their mom right now and not somebody else. So it was kind of a do or die situation, but I found that I've found the greatest joy in this job because if something really scares you, it means you're onto something. Familiar isn't scary.
Wow, I love that message. And my dream is also to become a talk show host one day. And we realized that maybe we need to start ourselves, so that's what we're working on right now, actually.
I think, especially because of the digital era that we're all in, I feel like there are incredible possibilities where maybe you don't have to wait. If you build it, then there's the old field of dreams. If you build it, they will come. Now I think you have to build it and find them where they are.
Right.
But you still can build things in a different way than you ever could before because of digital. So do it. And it sounds like you're really on your way already.
Thank you so much. That's what we're planning on doing. We're making our own show right now. We're trying to figure this out. And I know that having your own talk show and creating conversations with your guests and your crowd, it's not easy at all. And I really realized that, and I think that I'm ready to start something like that. And, just congratulations on all your success. And you've been doing such a great job lately. I just want to tell you that.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for saying that. It means so much to get your, your acceptance and acknowledgement. It really does. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Why is storytelling so important for you as a host and connecting your viewers to relatable situations that may be able to help them during their toughest moments and toughest times?
I think I didn't really exactly, I'm like the least calculated person you'll meet. And there have been so many times where I've walked out of a conversation and I've thought, did I bring too much of myself to it? Did I overtalk? Did I overshare? Did that person feel like they had the floor enough? Did I set them up for success? But during the process, I just like to get really lost in it. I kind of go in with a little bit of a plan, but there's a big part of it that I want to leave to chance and spontaneity. And because you never know where the conversation's going to go. And I found that when I was interviewed, that a journalist would be waiting for their next question. And so were they listening to me? Could we find spontaneous places if you have such a plan? So sometimes it feels scarier, but it's like I want to get in a plane and fly to places we didn't know we were going to fly, but I know where we're taking off from and where we're landing.
Right. I agree with that, and I feel like you're most definitely correct when it comes to the journalism part. I feel like a lot of journalists and a lot of reporters, when they're talking to their guests or the person that they're talking to and they're having conversations, they don't really pay attention to the person's answer, and they cut them off as soon as possible just to go to the next question.
That's exactly it, Jazzy. That's exactly it. And then, there's a lot of formats where it's like, let's do something funny and anecdotal, and you risk not getting to the heart of the matter or to some place that's emotional. But sometimes I wonder, am I having enough fun? Because I love comedy and I love being silly and I love to lighten up. So I'm trying to figure out the balance of the tears and the laughter, even for myself, because I'm not a heavy person, but I want to be deep. I want to go deep. But I also really, really need to laugh. Like, as if laughter is the greatest thing you could achieve in life, is a good laugh. It's the greatest. Even a little laugh is the best.
Right.
So I try to also be really prepared so that if anybody brings something up that I've studied, I can talk about that. So sometimes I don't always have a rigid plan going in, but I try very hard to be very well prepared so that I can catch any balls that might start flying or falling.
Right, you're definitely correct. Preparation is key, and I forgot to say this before, communication is key as well. Because when you're communicating with someone, such as me, I'm a reporter, so when I'm talking to someone, I want to make sure that I'm having a deep conversation with them, and I want to make sure I'm not cutting them off, and I want them to be comfortable. I want them to be as comfortable as I am in the conversation and to actually feel like they're being listened and they're being heard in that conversation, and that they're able to share in that space and they're able to talk and share their feelings and share how they feel in that moment.
One thing that I found really helpful to me in the process is also the editing. Like, to go in and get everything that you can and then go into the post aspect of it and try and make sure that you've molded something that is storytelling, that does have cohesion and tracks, and maybe it can go to the left or the right, and that's okay, but you'll come back to center, and you can kind of get rid of the stuff that feels redundant and like is repeating it.
Right.
So I found that in editing, because we started our show live, and that was so challenging, but it was 2020, and it felt like there were such high stakes. I wanted to be very respectful. But since then, I've found that being able to tape, and I don't break for commercials because that just reminds me that, like, we're doing daytime TV, and I'm like, no, let's just get lost in it. I'll fix it all later. And that's been really helpful to me, is like what you can do in editing and post is pretty amazing. Be freer in the process, knowing you can fix things. You can take out the bumps and the repeats, and or where it feels like it kind of died with air, you can make it smoother.
Right. Well, thank you so much for that. I hope all the aspiring talk show hosts are listening, such as me, and I know that will definitely help me in the future. Well, can you please share some words of motivation to everyone watching my show?
I just want people to feel good. I'm so concerned with how people feel. Are they comfortable? Are they okay? I mean, I want to get like down and dirty and raw and vulnerable, sure, but I want people to feel good. My intentions are really in the right place, and I want people to feel good, for anything they do with me or anything they do out in the world. And I know it's hard. Things are difficult, but I want so much for people to feel good.
Well,
so I want to hopefully be a part of people feeling good, and I don't ever want to take away from that feeling good. If I can do that, then I can feel better myself.
Well, thank you so much for that. I hope everyone is watching, and I hope everyone is listening. And yeah, thank you so much for that. Well, guys, I'm here with Ms. Drew, and we're having a great time. And until next time, jazz it out.